a million smiles, catching all the love from around the world. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light in the darkest times? You make it bright, Life's dream dreams, we're all by your side, Keep on doing what you do, girl. You're one of a kind, Shelly, you're our last street star. Keep rocking your show, no matter where you are.
Hey, Shelly from the block. Jersey girl with a mouth that won't stop, no. Sassy, and I'm not afraid to show it. Gonna spill the tea, you better be ready for it. I speak my mind, no filter inside. Shelly's in the house, talking trash and truth. No sugar-coated blues. Then get out the way. Jersey girl with something to say. Shelly's in the house, time to break the rules. To the city, I'm the queen of cool. You can handle the heat, then take a hike. Shelly's in the house, drop the mic.
Hey, Shelly in the house tonight, living it up, feeling so right. New Jersey girl, she's got that style. Life stream queen with a million smiles, and she know the love from around the world. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light? It's time to make it right. Life stream queens with a wayside. You're one of a kind. Shelly, you're a last street star. Keep rocking the show no matter where you are.
Hey, happy Friday. This is Shelly, your mouthy mama talking trash and truths. And this is Coffee and Chaos with T3. That's me. I see Wolfram's in the house dropping links like it's hot. Drop it if you got it. He wipes his paws, lopes in, and howls. Ow. Oh, it's early. I've been up since 6, but it's still too damn early. It is 9:33 a.m. on the East Coast, the last day of May 2024. So it is May 31st. In case you're wondering, I know some people get confused with the 30, 31, 28. It's really easy to keep track. Look at your knuckles. And if you make a fist and look at your knuckles, your very first knuckle, your forefinger knuckle, is 31. Then the space is not 31. Then the next one is 31. So just do January, then space is February. You know that's 28 or 29. Knuckle, March 31st. In between knuckle, April 30th. Knuckle, May 31st. The one that we're in today. Aha. Next space is June 30th. Next is July 31st. Go back to the first knuckle. And then you got August 31st. Space, September 30th. Knuckle, October 31st. Space, November 30th. Knuckle, December 31st. Do you believe I still have to do that? The only one that I know off the top of my head is March because my friggin' birthday is on the 31st. I love when people are like, oh, no, there's only 30 days in March. No, there's 31. No, you're wrong. It's my birthday. Well, you're still wrong. How am I wrong when I know my birthday? This is part of what brought me to this aggravation today because people don't listen and they refuse to change their minds even when face to face with solid, undeniable fact. Everybody's got to be right. And they just cross their arms, stomp their feet. No, I'm the right one. Shut up. Like, it doesn't bother me to admit I'm wrong. I'll admit it. I don't like being wrong. Thank God it only happens every once in a while. But when I am wrong, I am monumentally wrong. Wolfram gives Shelly a coffee and a Snickers. Oh, thank you, honey. Lady Awesome, Grand Risings, beautiful soul. Welcome, baby. How you doing? We got Yamaha Biker sliding in sideways with his smooth talking ways. Still trying to wake up, and all I hear is Shelly saying something about going knuckle deep. Need more coffee. I mean, that's where you want to take it. Go right ahead. Far be it from me to try to restrain anyone or restrict them, I should say. Restrain, I've done. Restrict, not so much. So this week has been absolute shit. How about y'all? How about y'all? And I'm not just talking this week, I'm talking the last 7 days. Just shit. Just one big shit cycle. Look at that. I made it less than 5 minutes. Don't care. Don't care. My whole world seems to just be like one dumpster fire after another surrounding me. And I'm like, you know what? I got to worry about my dumpster fire, the one that I own. So I almost didn't do today's stream because I'm not going to lie. I've been very, very unmotivated to do this. A little bit, it's what I see around me. A little bit, it's how people treat me. Unwarranted too, which is weird, but whatever. You can't figure out clicks and shit like that. But everybody knows that there's stuff going on in our YouTube universe that I would rather wasn't going on. And I won't talk about it. I won't answer questions because it's nobody's fucking business. However, that doesn't stop me from seeing people who were friends turn on each other viciously. And I'll be perfectly honest, it hurts my heart a lot to see that. To see just how polarizing things can be. How divisive. And how quickly people devolve into name calling and just petty actions and words and judgments. It makes me wonder if this is too toxic an environment for me. And I wonder, no matter what I have to say, no matter what experience I have to give, hey, cool gamer, welcome. Happy Friday. No matter what I have to give, it just seems like they're all so destructive that I don't see the point. I'm just a tiny little voice in an ocean of people louder and way more vicious than I want to be. Could I be vicious? I fucking absolutely can. But a lot of things, pertaining to like my choice of title today, a lot of things have changed for me. Hey, Wolfkinder, how you doing? I allowed myself to become somebody I wasn't. Not that I don't have those particular elements within me. Of course, they're part of my personality. They're part of my defense mechanism and my coping capabilities. But I didn't like who I was. I was way over medicated, both by my doctor and my street pharmacist, though my choice of drug was weed. They chose to give me a whole bunch of things that messed with my mind and made me extremely lethargic, which led to, more illness and a fear that I was losing my mind. I took the advice of a lot of people. Like you all know, Winning and I sat and went through all my meds, got rid of all of them. Uh, there was an adjustment period. Yeah. It wasn't always pretty. And I take a lot of supplements recommended by, both internet research that I did into my different conditions and, the likes of you guys. Like a lot of you offered me suggestions and I tried things and I kept what worked and got rid of what didn't. But I was open to it because I wanted to change. I wanted to get better. It wasn't going to happen until I wanted it. I tried quitting smoking on Monday. Here's the thing. I don't wanna. Is it good for me? Yeah. Is it smarter financially? Yeah. Am I gonna? Nope. 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 Why? Because I don't fucking want to. I don't. I have very few things that I do. Like I don't do the, 420 and every hour and whatever anymore. I hit a vape before I go to sleep and I'm done. I'm not a big drinker. My mother came by on Tuesday and she brought me another one of those damn daiquiris, the strawberry daiquiri from that place ringside. And it was delicious, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, I got weird and I got giddy and I was very, let me tell you about you. And then I woke up with a headache after not sleeping well all night. So, yeah. And I woke up to very bad news, which was, not helpful when you have a massive hangover headache. So, yeah, maybe drinking's not for me either. The vices don't do me too well. And I've told you, I have an addictive personality. So I tend to try to stay away from them. Daisy girl, how you doing? You'll be back later. This isn't going to be a long stream. Trump is talking at 10:30, and I don't think I have a lot to say other than this bit. It's hard to put into words how I feel. Because a lot of the feelings that I'm having, I'm not entirely sure why I'm having them. Maybe I'm feeling them for somebody else, or I don't know. But the sense of distrust, betrayal, and just, just not being motivated, not being inspired. In fact, having the creativity literally leached out of me is how I feel. I have a ton of projects that I'm working on and that I should be working on. And I just don't want to. I'm like, for what? What's the point? I'm going to put all this work in for what? Nobody's going to see it. I'm suppressed by YouTube. I'm suppressed on Twitter. I have 700 plus followers on Twitter. 3 people see my streams? Really? 3 people see my posts. Like, how is that even possible? Even when I use all like the popular hashtags or whatever, it's ridiculous. It kind of hit home for me when I did that Grok summary on my channel on Twitter, on X. And Grok is the AI that's supposed to like answer your questions or whatever. And I say, tell me about content creator. And it came out better, but it still comes out not my material, not my content. So it's like I exist on Twitter, but I don't exist as me. Why? Because I help other creators. I feel erased. Y'all know I don't like being invisible. I spent my whole childhood invisible. And when I wasn't invisible, it wasn't good. So I'm torn. Do I want to not be seen, or do I want to be seen and be somebody's target of their bullshit? You know, because it seems like those are the only two options on here. People love to see you fail, or they hate to help you grow. And it's a shame, because I've never, since I started this show and everything, I've been nothing but helpful. And I've tried to be really kind to help, creators out. And it just doesn't get returned in any way, shape, or form. Fucked up. It is. And the thing is, I feel horrible not promoting other creators, even the ones that are shitty to me. It's because it's not who I am. And I'm trying my damnedest to stay true to who I am. Not who everybody perceives me as, but who I am. I did the work. I got myself off those meds. I mean, yeah, I always say that Winning was the one who did it, but at the end of the day, I had to take myself off them. I had to make that choice. I had to go through, the craziness of, okay, I feel everything now. I'm not liking this, because my apathy was gone. My pain threshold was all out of whack. I went through the traumas with you guys. I sat here and poured my soul out, telling you things that I never thought I would tell another human being ever. I put that shit out there on record. I'm sure somebody could try to use it against me. Here's the thing. I don't give a fuck. Like, you could take anything I say and be like, use that. Yep, sure did. Sure did. Well, you were mean. Yep, sure was. I own what I say. I own what I do. So it's kind of hard to shame me with something that I'm like, yeah, but I said it, so I'm not ashamed of it. Maybe you're ashamed of it. Why don't you go look at your own goddamn life? But I put the work in. So I tried to make changes. And now I realize I need to make more. Because I'm not happy. I haven't been happy for a while. I have little spots of happiness, but I'm not content with where I am. And I'm not moving forward. So, as far as streaming goes, even when I do move forward, YouTube slaps me back down. Even Rumble's being shitty to me lately, which is like, really? Okay. They'll get my money. Twitter gets my friggin' money from my blue check mark. YouTube gets my premium money. StreamYard gets my sub money that I, to run the damn program. I'm paying them, and it's not satisfying me anymore. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might take a week off. I might take a month off. I might just shut it down. I don't know. I have a lot of decisions to make. This isn't I'm quitting YouTube, because there are streamers out there who do that. I'm quitting. And then they're back a week later. I don't know that I'm quitting. I haven't made that decision yet. But I can tell you, it doesn't feel good to be in this weird place. Especially when I see all that shit going on around me. Just a lot of meanness in the world. And I know there are times through my life I contributed to that anger and meanness. There was a reason they called me Mitch the Bitch. I earned that name. But my anger's always been my sword and shield. Keep people from me and, strike at them before they get to strike at me. Because my mindset was, they're always going to come at me. So I might as well strike first. I'm too old for that. I hate to say it. I don't want that kind of negativity in my life. I really don't. I don't feel it's doing me any services physically. Not helping me get better. It stresses me out and then my body gets worse. I woke up this morning and everything was on fire. Everything, every joint, every muscle. I'm reading like chat and I'm sitting here talking to you guys and my eyes, I could barely open my eyes because my head is just pounding. Because I'm watching people I genuinely love, just implode. I'm dealing with my mother, which y'all know is never fun. Every place I wanted to move, she didn't want to move. Every house I liked, she found something wrong with. She'd send me these like ramshackle properties to look at. I'm like, I'm not living there. Oh my God, why don't you just like tattoo white trash across my forehead? Like, who are you? Why would you think that's a good choice? It was terrible. So now, and I probably shouldn't spit in the wind or whatever, but fuck it. My whole life is a series of felt like a good idea at the time. She found a property. She put money down. The paperwork's, going through. They took it off the realty site. So it's pretty much a done deal. Which means that by the end of August, I'll be out of here. I will be out of here. Hey, Lonos. Of course, that's your name, and that only makes me think of one person, but one of my favorite people. And I'll be out of here by the end of August. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of work. I've been living in this apartment for 20 years. I had 2 children. I literally gave birth to one while I lived here. But I raised 2 kids in this house and they're still here. That's a lot of crap, y'all. Lot. So many memories that I have to box up. So much stuff I have to throw out that I know I don't want to and I'm going to regret it later, but I really don't want to have to move it. And it's going to be me going through just box after box of memories to get rid of stuff and try to minimize what I have to take with me. Hey, nerd. But there is a quaint little town in the middle of Pennsylvania where I will be moving to at the end of the summer. And my mother's excited but nervous. Her husband is super excited. My kids are over the moon. They can't wait. And I'm afraid to be excited about it because I don't want to be disappointed. I've been disappointed enough with this moving bullshit. It's not what I wanted, but it's a step up to get the hell out of here. And the way things are going with the election and Trump and everything else, I want to get out of this hellhole as quick as possible before the shit really hits the fan. So that's a change that I'm looking forward to. And it's going to take a lot of work because my mobility is not great. And I tire out so friggin' fast. But I'm excited about it. I am. I'm excited about going there. It's a nice ranch style home, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. Nice big basement where apparently my son and his grandfather are going to build themselves a man cave. And they're like, oh, all you bitches with like bad lays can stay upstairs. We get to go downstairs and get away from you. They're so excited to have another male around. It's ridiculous. It's like, all right, I get it. We're a bunch of females. It's hard to hang around with all of us all the time. And we're always asking them to do whatever. Guess what? Just because you're together doesn't mean it's going to be less work for you. Still going to be the only men around. What am I going to do? Ask the male cat? Like, no. Boo looks at me like, fuck you. I'm sleepy. It's going to be a lot of work for them. A lot of work. I plan on it being a lot of work. The only good thing is my mother's husband cooks. And he cooks well. Especially he cooks Spanish food. Oh, So I got it. I just hope he doesn't make any weird shit. The other really good thing is we'll be right across. We're right on the border of state land. So he gets to go hunting like oodles. It's going to be great. I'm already looking forward to the deer meat. I'll be perfectly honest with you. So it was the first thing out of my mouth. I was like, "You're going hunting, right?" He was like, "Absolutely." I was like, "All right, because you know how I feel about deer meat." He's like, "I know." He's like, "You like it with the pepper sauce?" Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I will literally like live off that. Hopefully that'll be a good thing. I told him, I said, "I want to do the carnivore diet, like nothing but meat." And he was like, "I can do that." He was like, "I'll look into it." He was like, "That would be good for you. It would be good for your legs. It'd be good for, any kind of wound care. It'll make your skin better." And I was like, "Yep." So let's see if that happens. So that's another change. But some of the changes that I've made in the last year, and it's been a year, I'm proud of myself for them. I'm proud that I worked through so many traumas that I was so afraid to face for decades. We're talking 4+ decades of trauma, like of avoiding this trauma from my childhood. And I got to come here and face it with all of you. And you were amazing. Winning was amazing. But it was hard. It was really hard. And I found a lot more solace and peace in my spirituality. I'm more interested in God and in like the teachings and lessons of Jesus and all of that, and even different religions, not just my own, not just Christianity or Catholicism or however you want to phrase it. I'm very interested in other religions, not for myself, just because I want to know about them. Another big change is I've become very into politics, which you could have asked anybody on this planet that knew me, and they would have said never. They would have put their life on. She will never be into politics. She doesn't even know who the president is right now. Like, I mean, of course I did, but that was always the joke. Like, Shelly's so anti-politics, it's ridiculous. Because I had too much in my own life to worry about that kind of bullshit. And now I'm all up in it. Trump should be talking about 10:30, doing a press conference. And I was thinking about streaming it, but I don't think I want to. I think I want to do this one quietly because I don't have much energy left. I really don't. I've been doing nothing but sleeping, and for like 6 hours at a clip, 2-3 times a day for the last 2 days because I'm exhausted. I'm completely drained. The battery is dead. And not even the fun batteries. Like my personal battery is just, I'm turning the key and the bitch just won't turn over. Outpost Nerd, how big is the yard? It's only a third of an acre. But there's land on both sides that can be bought. So we're going to look at that. But I want to make sure we like it there before we buy more land. And there's no neighbors that are close to me. So, I mean, I get to have what I want or whatever. It's big enough that if something were to happen to my mother's husband or to my son or whatever, or he moved away, I could maintain it myself. And that's really, right now, that's what's important. I just need a place to go outside, move around, have my trampoline. Fredo wants to put in a pool because they had started, digging up to put a pool in, and then the guy got hurt at work and he couldn't work, so they had to give up the house. But apparently my mother has the money for it, so all right, let her do it. But yeah, an in-ground pool, because there's no way me or my mother or even her husband at this point or Katie are climbing into a pool. I'd climb in. I'm not sure I can climb back out. Getting in is one thing. Getting out, that's a whole different ballgame. So an in-ground pool that you could just walk into. And like I was talking to him and I said, I know this is the kind you want. I was like, you could do it with the railing in the middle at one end and have one set of steps like on one side and a ramp on the other. Like you could build a slope for Katie because it'll be easier for Katie. So he's looking at that and it's going to have a jacuzzi, he said, because he insists on having a jacuzzi attached to it. I'm like, I'm not going to argue about that. Like, you want a hot tub at the end of the pool? Yeah, all right, no. Oh, yes, no, I absolutely, that's abhorrent to me. No, you do that. Go ahead. You do that. And it's not even being hedonistic. When did my life go from, hey, I'm going to get in the hot tub? It's not a party anymore. Now it's therapy. It's like, I'm not getting in a hot tub to get my freak on. I'm getting in a hot tub so that my joints stop yelling at me. That is embracing your age. I wasn't expecting that one because he was like, yeah, hot tub. And I was like, oh my God, I would love a hot tub. I was like, every friggin' like muscle in my body would thank you. And he was just like, he goes, really? He was like, that's what you're thinking of? He was like, because I thought, we could hang out, all of us and whatever. We could, put it near the fire pit so that we could whatever. He was like, and you're just like, oh yeah, oh, that'd be so nice. It would take my pain away. I was like, well, yeah. I was like, I don't care about having fun right now. I care about feeling better. Like my priorities are a lot different. They keep telling me I'm going to fall in love with this kitchen. I'm like, I hope so. That's the most important part to me. I hate to tell you, is the kitchen, because that's where I work my magic. I want to be able to cook. I want to be able to bake. And I'm not gonna lie, I saw pictures of it and it is really a nice kitchen. It's roomy. It's got the big block island in the middle. Got a nice place for a stool to go under so I could just sit there and do whatever I need to do if I can't stand. But it's got, nice appliances. It's got everything. The floors are nice. The only thing is I want a rug in my room because I do not ever want to wake up in the morning and step on cold floor. Nope. Got room for a big dining room table? Yeah, we got to buy one because my mother has her dining room table, but it's round and it gets like you can make her table much bigger and it turns into a poker table or into a billiard table. So I was like, why don't that go down in like the man cave? Like, yeah, because it's a big table, but it's not big enough for 5 people to sit comfortably and have food and dishes on the table. Like you could have 5 people with their dishes, maybe one little dish of food in the middle, but it's still going to be cramped. I don't like that. I like having everything laid out and there to be room and stuff. So I already put my foot down on that one. So my mother wasn't thrilled, but she'll get over it. Her husband keeps telling her, it's not about what you want, Marianne. When you die, I'm what's left, and then I'll die shortly after you, and then it's all Michelle's. And I'm like, great, everybody wants to leave me already. We haven't even gotten there. What the hell? It's like, geez. He was like, oh, come on. He was like, it's not going to be that long. He was like, we'll get you better. We'll, get Connor sorted out because he'll be going into adulthood. Oh my God. Because right after we move, he'll be turning 18. Like, oh my God, really? So it's a lot. It's a lot of changes. It's a lot of things coming my way. And of course, I'm trying to get better for a better way of life, better circumstances. I'm just afraid with what went down yesterday with Trump that the world I'm trying to get better in isn't getting better along with me. It's so soul sick. It's so corrupt and so dark. And it scares me. It does. Outpost Nerd, I'm so happy for you that you're finally going to be able to get out of there. I know how long you've waited and how much you've wanted this. I absolutely have. This is driving me crazy. The fact that I'm even remotely kind while I'm locked up in this fucking solitary confinement of an apartment is miraculous in and of itself. I can't wait to be outside. I can't wait to see little woodland animals. I can't wait for my mother's first run-in with a bear like, or a coyote. That's going to be hilarious. And I only hope I film it. And that's another thing that I'm looking forward to, being able to film stuff. I can't do that here. It's all in the same room. Everybody's like, oh my God, are you always in the same room? Yes. So I stopped posting stuff because it's like, really? How about you mind your business? Not everybody gets to go outside. There's a Walmart 10 minutes away. That made me happy. I know people hate Walmart, but it's been 3 years since I've been in an actual store, like any store. Might even be 4 years. I don't know, but it's around there. So, I mean, I'm not that big on shopping, but when I want something, I'd rather go and get it than order it on Amazon. Like, I like to see things. I like to comparison shop as well. So it's like, But yeah, I'm looking forward to, little shopping, cooking, having actual people around to like see and talk to. That'd be nice. Being able to go outside and touch actual grass, go into the sunlight. Cause God knows I look in the mirror and I'm like, I look the same, but then I'm like, my coloring's a little off. Yeah, my coloring's off because I haven't seen the goddamn sun in 2 years. So it's like, I was never a big sun worshiper, but I mean, I at least had a little bit of a, freckle thing going on. Lady Awesome. So happy for you, Shelly. The open air itself will be super helpful for mind, body, and soul. I'm hoping. I really am. Nerd said instead of man versus bear, it'll be Shelly's mom versus bear. I feel bad for the bear. All she got to do is start talking. It'll friggin' claw itself. God, could you imagine? And just imagine, like, if I do stay on YouTube, if I do keep doing this, my mother could be part of my show from time to time. That would be hilarious. The trees will heal the soul. Well, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to being able to see storms. See lightning, see rain, see snow. Because I don't get to see that from here because I have blackout curtains because I have noisy fucking neighbors. Not noisy, nosy. Sorry. It was kind of the right word. I just put an extra little vowel in there. But I had this one neighbor who used to hang out his window because my building is L-shaped. And of course, I'm right in the fucking corner. So the entire line of the whole building can look right in my window, in all my windows, including my bedroom window. And I had this real lecherous drunk neighbor who used to hang out his window and just stare at my windows. And if he saw me pass by, he'd call my name and I'd be like, this motherfucker. He'd be like, hey, I see you. He was so creepy, y'all. So creepy. He died. It was not my doing. He actually had quite a few problems, like substance abuse problems. And he was a horrendous drunk. But he was a pervert. And he was just very menacing all the time. Like there was nothing kind about him. He was dumb as well. He knocked on my door one day and he was like, I need to ask you if you'll look up a number for me. And I wouldn't open the door. I was like, what number? He goes, it's for insurance. I was like, car insurance? And he was like, yeah. And I don't remember. I think it was Progressive. And I was like, which one? And I'm pretty sure he said Progressive. And I was like, oh, all right, 1-800-Progressive. That's the fucking number. And he was just like, can I come in? Nope, not opening the door. Not opening the door. And because of him, like I started not leaving my house at normal times. Like I would literally sit there by my door and listen because it didn't matter. As soon as my door opened, he'd be right there. I'd be like, what the fuck? Where'd you come from? Like, how did you, have you been like sitting out here? It wouldn't be the first time. I came home from high school a couple times to like guys sitting on my doormat and I'm like, can I help you? I just thought I wanted to talk to you. So I figured I'd wait for you. How long were you like going to wait for me? Because I mean, I worked after school. So I didn't go straight home. So it was like, how long have you been here? It's so stupid. Because you like running naked outdoors. I'm not running naked outdoors. No. I already have Lyme disease. I don't need double. Thank you. I don't need tick bites on my ankles or anywhere else. Hey, Evelyn, how you doing? Why do you think I run through the woods at night? Oh, because he likes running naked. I mean, as long as he wears, I didn't realize that, nerd, but that's all right. I caught up eventually. Like I said, I'm not really like with it today. There's a lot of things going on in the world that's just getting to me. It's getting to me. And I'm fighting that tendency I have to withdraw. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to shut down. But I'm trying to do it in smaller increments than I did it before. And I don't know. I love y'all. It's just I feel like YouTube keeps kicking me in the teeth. No matter what I do. I was so happy. I had like a certain amount of views the other day, and then I logged in like 10 minutes later to go and put something into the studio because I was going to change the description. And I saw that I'd gone down 10 views. I was like, how? How do I lose all these views? I don't understand it. You know, last night when he had like his numbers were showing as being low, and I was like, it's showing me that there's 4 people watching. There's literally 8 people talking in the chat right now. So like, and they were all on YouTube. So I don't know what YouTube is doing, but they're fucking up numbers left and right, and it's getting on my nerves. Because they're like, oh, well, you know, you're sliding. Screw you. You're the one who's taking stuff from me. It's just annoying. My sub count goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. I got 6 the other day. I lost 6 the same freaking day. Did they ever give them back? Nope. Nope. You're seeing 11 watching right now. Well, I mean, and most likely it's just lurkers. There's 4 watching on X. I don't even know if anybody's watching on Rumble. 1 person watching on Rumble, which would be probably me because I just clicked in. So it's like, what's the point? What is the point of me doing this? Keep talking and keep showing up. I'm liking and sharing on my Facebook and Twitter. Just saying. Thank you very much, Evelyn. I really do appreciate that. See, I have you guys, and that's the reason I come back, because I have you guys. But it's iffy right up until I press that live button. I hate to say it, Wolfram. The only reason that I actually didn't think today was because you had already posted the promo, and I didn't want to disappoint you because you already posted it. So I was like, and I was like, all right, he already said I'm going to be there. I guess I'm going to be there. Thank you, nerd. I appreciate that. Same for you, Evelyn. I do. I appreciate it. I really do. I don't know. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on personally. There's a lot going on politically. That verdict yesterday terrified me. It really did. It terrified me. I was shook. Part of me knew it was a possibility, but I kept clinging to that idea that we haven't gone that far afield of decency that somebody would do that. You know, I still cling to that bit of naivete. Go, nah. I mean, surely they're not going to do that in front of the whole world. We're all watching. They're not going to just, you know, like literally just, I don't know, spit in our faces. But apparently they have no problem doing that. Miscarriage of justice does not begin to cover that. And it's just, how did we get here? You know, Winning explains it to me all the time. We watch documentaries on it, and he's so good about teaching, you know, how we got here and, what we can do and what to look for. And he's really opened my eyes. Hey, Cat Ninja, what's up, my love? But it still baffles me because I'm like, I don't get how we got to this extreme. He's the goddamn president. He's supposed to be guaranteed a fair trial by a jury of his peers. He's the president. He was the president. He's Donald fucking Trump. He doesn't have any peers. What are you going to fill the jury box with people like Elon Musk? Like all people that are like him, that his peers are supposed to be within his age range and on his level. There ain't nobody on his level. So that's automatically an unfair trial. And then to do what they did made it it was such a sham. It was such a sham. And it was so blatantly dishonest and corrupt and evil. Because now, as long as you don't like somebody, you could just prosecute them. Why not? Why not? Evidence? Oh, we'll find evidence, or we'll tell them that the evidence doesn't matter and that they don't have to be unanimous. When did that become a thing? Hell, even Congress, they have to have, what is it, a 3/5 majority or whatever. So, like, all of this exists everywhere else except the judicial system. Like, what the hell happened? And everybody's like, oh, it's not going to go to the Supreme Court. Why do we have a Supreme Court if not to say, hey, all you little courts, like they're supposed to be the mommy and daddy of all courts. Look at the little courts and go, I don't care if you're state, county, city. I don't care if you're traffic court. You need to do this by law. I question whether the jury actually had a verdict or the judge just declared him guilty. Well, that's the thing. We don't see any forms. Have you seen any forms? I haven't seen any forms. They didn't get written instruction. They wanted, to fill out the forms supposedly, but then the forms aren't available to us. There's a whole lot of cases going on in this world where we can't get information. What is that? All the transparency is as see-through as concrete. Like, it's ridiculous. And we have no freaking power to do anything. We could rant, we could rave. I don't suggest anybody does that. My suggestion yesterday when it was read out was take the emotion out of it. You could feel all the fifis you want privately. Don't put it in writing. Don't say it out loud because every single device in the world is fucking listening to you. Like, just don't do it because now I have no trust. Go forward with logic, with some kind of stoicism, and just keep believing what you believe. Don't let it make you apathetic. Don't let it discourage you from taking part in the upcoming election. Don't let it discourage you from saying, hey, you know what? That's not right. Thank you, Cat Ninja. I appreciate that. I really do. I really, really do. So I'll have like 3 views on Rumble. I don't know why I'm not getting seen at all. Even last night when Winning went, at the most I saw like 5 people and I was like, what is this? Like, what is going on over here? It's been crazy. But as far as the whole jury and everything like that was crazy. That was crazy. His instructions were insane. No, they don't need to be unanimous. I've never in my life heard of that. Thanks, nerd. Nerd's over on Rumble. I've never heard of that ever in my life. Ever. Have any of you ever heard of that? Oh, you don't have to be unanimous. Just 4, 4, and 4. It's fine. You just have to find 4. I didn't even understand the instructions. And I went over them over and over and over and over. And even I slowed that shit down. I wrote it down and I still was like, this is confusing as fuck. Like, how could you possibly follow those instructions and Thank you, Wolfram. 55 pages of jury instructions, which he wouldn't give them. He read them to them. It took him over an hour to reread them. There are reporters that have the jury instructions. But again, it's not our reporters. It's the mainstream media reporters. It's all the ones that last night, like fucking Mad Cow, were like, yay, Trump got what he deserved. You know, like, no, he didn't. He really didn't. He really, really didn't. He did not deserve that. Why? Because you don't like him? Boo fucking who? He still has rights. And that's what I was bitching about on Winning Stream. People think that rights are arbitrary, whether you like a person or not. Like, they think, oh, well, I don't like them, so fuck his free speech. Really? I don't like you. Fuck your free speech. How you feel now? That's not how God-given rights work. Our rights are God-given. That's how the country was formed. They can't just turn away from it because they don't feel like following those anymore. So yeah, I've been a little rigid when it comes to the Constitution because people are disregarding it. That's unacceptable to me. I feel about the word unacceptable. Like, that's when I've had it. Things are unacceptable. But it's also not something I can change myself. Like, we have to all do it together. And it's demoralizing because you wonder if you're even going to matter at the ballot box. What's going to happen? You know, too big to rig. It's a great slogan. But is it? Can we be too big to rig? Because let's face it, people are notoriously stupid or lazy. They are. Half of the things happening to us, we have nobody to blame but ourselves because we let it happen. You know, other things were more important. We didn't realize they were going to stack up the way they have. You know, we've been playing Chinese checkers and they're playing like master chess. Evelyn Cox, thank you, because I'm not crazy about Trump, but nothing about that is even a little bit right. No, it's really not. It's really not. And if they can do this to him, you think they're going to care about throwing any of us in jail and throwing away the key for no freaking reason? They got parents out there of adult children being held responsible for their child's actions. Shut up. Oh my goodness. Like, at some point you got to hold one person accountable, but that doesn't mean that just because you don't like what they did, they could be a horrible person. Good, bad, ugly, fat, skinny, tall, short. I don't care what the hell they got. They have undeniable, inalienable rights. It says it right there. God-given rights. And then you're just going to go and take them away because what? They don't fit your game plan? They're not in your playbook? They're trying to bench Trump when we're trying to, like, you know, we're in the Super Bowl of our lives. He's our MVP and they're trying to bench him. Hey, Goddess Pop. Good M, good M, good M, good M. Happy Friday. You know, it's crazy to me. And there's nothing we could do. There's nothing we could do except just keep pointing out the corruption. Can't get mad. Can't get mad. You can't be emotional about it. Not publicly, not outwardly. And you can't engage stupid. That's part of my problem. Because I want to have conversations and people want to have arguments. I don't want to argue. As soon as you start arguing with me, in my mind, you've lost and you need to win this. Okay, there's your win. I'm walking away. I'm not even going to try. That is bad M, but hey, why? What happened? You're pissed? Why? What happened? Girl, talk to me. Hopefully Trump's attorneys are already on it this morning. I mean, I'm sure they were on it before that verdict even came in. Like I said, I didn't panic when everybody was like, oh my God, you know, the Secret Service is talking to the thing about, you know, Trump possibly going to Rikers. Listen, they're going to have, if they didn't have all these contingency plans and they weren't ready for every eventuality, I would worry. But I think all they're doing is getting all their ducks in a row so that no matter what happens, they're fully prepared. Everything is in place. They could just click into that plan, that plan, that plan, that plan. That's me also. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, the verdict. Yeah, the verdict was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. It was an obvious and blatant railroad job, without a doubt. Without a doubt. He didn't have a shot. His words, I mean, say what you want about Trump and the way he talks, but he was very honest when he said Mother Teresa couldn't beat this case. And it's true, because they didn't let little things like facts and constitutional rights and law get in their way. He set it up so they would have no choice but to deliver a guilty verdict. And do I believe he wants to try to put him in jail? Abso-freaking-lutely. He's already got a book deal in the works that he's just waiting to finish. He's only got to wait till what? I guarantee it's all written out, but he's just going to write, the final, like, July 11th, put Trump in jail. What I fear is the blow up. That's what I fear. I fear the blow up. And I don't think it would come from our side. I think it would come from the other side, but it's meant to look like it's our side. More frame jobs. Because that's what they like doing. And let's face it, if they want to take a bunch of people and get them all riled up and use them as weapons, they're gonna. There's plenty of stupid, gullible people out there. Not here, obviously. We know that. But that's why you're here. That's why you're talking about it. Other people are just like, oh my God. Whatever. They're going to find somebody to do their dirty work for them. And if they can't just elect, not elect, but like pinpoint people or pick people out of a crowd to do it, they'll just hire them. They have tons of alphabet agencies at their disposal. Come on. We've seen it all before. I mean, we had the Summer of Love, tongue in cheek, but what is this going to be? What's the name for this one? And they're just making him more not well liked, but they're just making everybody favor him now. So I don't think that they're really looking at the election as I'm having a hard time with my words. They're not looking at the election as a threat, because I think they already know how it's going to end. Hell, they could be at the point where, we'll be at war by then, so we just won't have one. They'll pull a Ukraine. That's what Zelensky did. Oh no, we're at war. No elections. What's this free elections bullshit? No, I stay in power. Dictator. And we're going to go right down the same road. We're going to have the puppet master, and his little puppet or her little puppet or whoever the hell you want to be. But Biden, he's just a figurehead. He has no more power than, the royal family to do anything. He just sits there and eats his ice cream. That's it. And shits his pants and sniffs hair. He's gross. I can't wait for the debate in June. I can't wait for the debate. But I don't know. I'm looking to see. Trump is supposed to go live like in a minute. Well, Benny's going to do it at 10:45. So, driving around 14th Street, Washington, D.C. I was hoping that was 14th Street, Hoboken. I would have seen that. I'm going to miss my town. I mean, I haven't been out in it, so I'm not going to miss it too much. But I don't know. I'm a Red Wing. That's what we are. But I got to get out of here because I feel like the walls are closing in on me, and not just the apartment walls. There's so many people here, and they're so angry. They're so angry. And I feel it. It's invasive how negative it is here. It's literally stifling. Like I can't be creative here. And I miss creating stuff. I'm not a destructive person. I like making things prettier. I like building things. I like, working with my hands and clay and paints and pastels and like different charcoals and like I love all that stuff. I love creating big murals. I can't do none of that shit here. Good Logic is going to cover the Trump press conference. Awesome. Hopefully Joe won't use yesterday as an excuse not to debate. I was talking about Biden. Yeah. Well, you know what? He's going to say, oh, well, Trump can't show up. Trump will literally like do it via Zoom or FaceTime or whatever the hell you want him to do. He's like, just show up, Joe. Just show up. You decrepit old man. You horrible, worst president in the history of America. God, what a shit show we are. And everybody's just laughing at us. I'm sick of it. Aren't y'all sick of it? Sick of it being like the idiots of the globe? Never mind the flat earthers and shit like that. Like, literal retards aside. What you're looking at in this world, we're like, the world is looking at us going, what are y'all doing? Like, there was a comedian who, I think it was Eddie Izzard. He said, careful, America. He was like, we all in the rest of the world consider you guys like the Roman Empire, like that level of greatness. And you see, how they wound up. They collapsed. Once they hit vomitoriums and, like unchecked hedonism, they just imploded. Where are we at? Vomitoriums and hedonism. Like, you got guys walking around in dresses with beards. I'm a girl. Sure. Okay. No, you're not. Like, we're letting people tell us biology isn't correct. What? Like, we've literally, the crazy is so rampant, it cannot be denied or contained at this point. When you have some type of outbreak like that blatant across your whole country, how do you get rid of it? If your house was that infested with corrosive insects, you'd leave that house and they'd condemn it and burn it to the ground. That's the nation. We are infested with vermin. I don't want to burn it down. I don't. I love my country. I love what my country stands for. I don't love what they've done to it. But I love my country. I'm a proud American. But my version of America is not what they're selling to the world. It's not what they're showing to the world. I guess I'm too old-fashioned in the way I think. But I don't think there's anything greater on this planet than this country and how we've built it. Our ideals and our values. The things we've accomplished, the things we stood for. Can we get back to that? Everybody's like, oh, you can't go back. Yes, the fuck you can. It might not look exactly the same, but you can bring back things from the past. That's what you do. You cycle through. Carter must love Biden because Carter lost the title of the worst president ever. Yep. Trump says it all the time. Evelyn, I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I used to live in Kansas. I feel the same way. It's suffocating. And I'm going to stay until I get out of LPN school. There you go. There you go. That's cool. You're in LPN school? That's cool. I love all medical stuff. I wanted to go to nursing school, but then I realized I didn't want to have to memorize everything. I really don't. I hate at the time, I should say, I hated studying, but I also had a little kid. So it was like, I had a brand new baby. I wasn't doing that. Eddie Izzard, now also Susie Izzard. I mean, to be fair, he was always a cross-dresser. He always called himself an executive transvestite. And it wasn't a big thing because you knew it was part of his shtick. Like, it was a bit. That's how he stood out. Okay. And I mean, it's not like he was ever pretty. You could tell he was a man. He never said he was anything but a man back then. And now it's all different. It's like, whatever. Oh, they consider themselves gender fluid? That's great. That's great. People just, they keep, it's this weird thing where, okay, I did one outrageous thing. Well, now how am I going to top that? So you got to take it a step further and a step further. You self-escalate your bizarreness when you choose to go down that road because you constantly have to outdo yourself. There's a line from Evita, from the play Evita, from one of the songs. And she says, it's hard to keep momentum when it's you that you're following. Now, I learned that line at 3 years old and I've never forgotten it. Because it's true. The hardest thing in the world is to keep up with yourself when you're constantly like trying to get more. You're trying to evolve. You're trying to like change yourself and get, more attention. And you're trying to like, because for him, the attention is his career. It means the difference between getting a role and not getting a role. So yeah, he wanted to stand out. But as the world got weirder, he had to get weirder. So he's like, I already did this. How am I going to top myself? Okay, I'll do this. Like he went from being like just wearing some eyeliner to like the full, like garb to doing it in French, like to doing his shows in French, only, which I always thought were hilarious, but whatever. I understand. I never really learned much French. I learned quite a bit, but not like fluently. And yet I can understand like everything he says. It's so weird. My ex-husband used to think it was hilarious. He was like, why do you watch this guy? Because he's fucking funny. He was like, he looks funny. I'm like, all right. But then like, he was the one who introduced me to it. It was like, all right, you're pissing on me, but you watch it in private too, you jerk. But I mean, the jokes were funny. Like, he was a funny. Dressed to Kill was an amazing show. But he was always next thing. And exactly, Evelyn, thank you. That's why being yourself, regardless, is so important. That's what these people are doing. They're so disingenuous about who they are that they have to reinvent themselves. They have to keep getting, more and more and more outrageous because they're not comfortable with who they are. They're like, I'm embracing my identity. No, you're denying your identity. You're avoiding it and you're running from it. And you're creating a new one because you don't like who you are. Let's face it. Like, that's why they do it. They're not doing it out of some, oh my God, I'm so much more self-aware than everybody else. No, you're not. You're in self-denial is what you are. Embrace who you are. Learn to like who you are. And the vessel that God and the universe created for you. Just embrace yourself. Be happy within your own skin. You're only trying to morph into something else because you're chasing some kind of imagined happiness that you're never going to achieve because you're never going to be good enough in your own mind because you couldn't accept yourself from how you were made. How are you going to accept this new thing? That's why they're all, nobody loves me. It's because you don't love you. That's why it bothers you so much. I have very low self-esteem. I'm well aware. I am very insecure because let's face it, I didn't exactly grow up in a secure environment. I'm hardwired to feel unsafe and insufficient. It's just how it is. However, I do love me. I do. It took me a long fucking time to get there, but I love me. I'm not going to pretend to be somebody else. You don't like me? Well, it hurts my feelings, but on the other hand, fuck you. I can't make everybody happy. I'm exhausted from trying. I make me and the people important to me happy. That's good enough for me. That's something that I do that hasn't been done for me. So you know what? I'm going to be proud of the fact that I do that. I'm going to be proud of the fact that my son the other day turned around and said, don't ever let anybody tell you you were a bad mom. You're a great mom. You make mistakes. You're annoying, but you're a great mom. Like, I never thought you didn't love me. I never was afraid you'd throw me out. I was never afraid I wouldn't eat or anything. Like, I was never afraid that you'd just like leave. It was like, there are parents. I know there are parents that they just go out and they never come back. He's like, I never was afraid that you would do that. He was like, and I've been, like we talked about it. He was like, I've been really mean to you sometimes. He's like, and never once did you say, get the hell out of my house or whatever. He was like, we work it out. That is huge for me. My kids don't think I was a bad parent. They acknowledge the fact that I made mistakes because I'm human. But they said, you always tell us, be kind, be kind. Even when you were being mean to people, you were like, be kind. Please don't be like me. Be kind. I want you to have a better life than me. I want you to be a better person than me. I've always told them that. Do as I say, not as I do. Because if you do as I do, you're going to wind up fucked up in the head with like nothing but bad decisions behind you. So just don't do what I do. Learn from my mistakes. You got to suffer the consequences. You might as well only suffer them once. Don't make the same mistakes I've made. Make your own mistakes, because you're gonna, and then, fix it and move on. That's a huge win. That's awesome. Thank you, Evelyn. It meant a lot to me. He made me cry, little bastard. I meant make fun of Biden. I always make fun of Biden. Eddie doesn't dress in outlandish costume, cross-dressing at least. Not wearing what looks like a clown costume. The thing is, Eddie Izzard used to he was proud of how he looked. Like, I liked his little kimono-esque kind of suits and stuff. Like, he was very shiny. Hey, look at me, like whatever. But it wasn't like he wasn't trying to pass as a woman. He didn't talk like this. Like, he had the very manly voice. He had the Adam's apple. He had the whole 9 yards. And he was just like, it was so funny when he went to France and he was like, I forgot, like, you guys don't have a word for transvestite. And they were like, yes, travesty. And I was like, that's what it is. It's a travesty. Like, and that's their word for transvestite. But I mean, that's what he called himself. He was very open about it. And I didn't see anything wrong with it because you're a goddamn adult. Do what you want. You're not pretending to be something else. You're not saying, hey, let me in the ladies' room because I'm a lady. Never mind that protrusion between my legs. It's just a really big clit. No, like, he never did that. So, I mean, I had a certain amount of respect for him. And he did do a lot of roles without the makeup and, accoutrement. He did it straight as a man. And a lot of people were like, that was Eddie Izzard. Like, I swear to God, look it up. Like, that was him. He's not a bad looking dude. He's an ugly woman, but he's not a bad looking dude. I first saw Eddie Izzard on a show called The Riches. Oh, that was way after like his stand-up. His stand-up was amazing. He's the head of this gypsy family. Yep. Who takes the identities of the super rich family. It was him and Minnie Driver. They were the ones. They were the couple. Yeah. I remember that show. I only watched like 2 episodes because it sucked. It just did. Wolfram, parenting never comes with a training manual. No, it doesn't. And you have to like jump over hurdles that you never imagined would get thrown in your path. I mean, I'm not much of a runner, but I have run the gamut when it comes to my kids. Let's face it, God did not give me easy children to raise, and he sure as shit didn't give me a support system. So it's like, I'm very proud of the job that I did as a parent. Do I wish I could have given them more or been better? Of course. But I did the best I could with what I had. And they were always, at the end of the day, they were safe and they were happy and they were loved. Did we fight? Were there screaming matches? Absolutely. were there days where I didn't even want to look at them. I was just like, oh dear God, can I please run away? There were days where I told them today I changed my name and I'm not telling either one of you what it is. So leave me alone. Because it's just, you get to that point where you're like, listen, I know you have a question. Is it life or death? No. Then I suggest you take your little ass and go away from me because I have one teeny tiny nerve left and you're tap dancing on it. So unless you want me to lose my shit, leave me alone for a little. I need a little quiet time. And my kids are smart enough that they're like, yeah, no, I'll see you in about an hour. Like, it's like, make it 2. Okie dokie. Like, because they know. I've never been the person who doesn't talk about how I feel. Like, I'm not going to make you guess if I'm in a good mood or a bad mood. I will tell you, I am not in the mood for this shit. My mood is not about to change anytime soon. So you have a much better chance of getting through to me if you come back in a little bit. Because if you stand here, I'm going to pop my top and it's all that anger is going to get directed at you. Make your choice. And they always say, yeah, no, we're good. We're good. It's not that important. It's not pressing. Tap dancing on a landmine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not tap dancing on a landmine. They're just tap dancing on my last freaking nerve. Oh, what song is that from? God damn it, Wolfram. And I know it. I know the song too. What's the name of the song? Damn it. I can't think of it. Uncle Milty was not good in direct. No, Uncle Milty and who was that? Flip Wilson. Oh, they're terrible. Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon were not exactly cute in Some Like It Hot. They were ugly. Ugly. Oh my goodness. You're going to make me look this shit thing up. Ragdoll. Ragdoll. Living in a movie. Hot trash. Daddy's little cutie. So fine. They never see you leaving by the back door. Man. Yep. Yes, I'm moving. Yes, I'm moving. Get ready for the big time. Tap dancing on a landmine. God, I love that song. I knew it. I just, I couldn't think of I couldn't place it. My head is somewhere else. Yeah, he was something else. He was. Milton Berle always gave me the creeps in drag. Something not quite right there. I mean, he gave me the creeps regardless. He really did. There's a lot of older actors that just what the hell was his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman. One reminds me of my ex-husband way too much. I mean, I know he's dead now, but he's still like, when he was in Boogie Nights, like he looked a lot like my husband, just a lot shorter and plumper. But I mean, it just, he creeped me out. But he's always creeped me out. Everything he's ever been in, it creeps me out. That little Paul Giamatti creeps me out. That I don't know, like I'm very weird when it comes to men. Like you're either completely harmless, you're completely protective, or you're just a creepazoid. And so many of them fall under creepazoid. And it's like an instant kind of thing. And people are like, oh, you judge too quickly. I'm never wrong. I've never been wrong. I'm wrong about the people that I think are nice because they're good at having masks. But the bad ones, I can spot them from, 10 miles. Like the creepazoids, no, I can pick them out. Nope. They learned at the school when I was like, I don't want that sub in my room ever again. What? Just come get him. If you don't come get him, I'm going to throw him out and it won't be through the door. We're coming to get him. It's like, he keeps touching my kids. Here, let me do that for you. They're autonomous. They can do it themselves. No, I want to do it. That's the problem. Get your hands off my fucking kids. Like, or I'm going to break your hands. Like it was, creepy people. Creepy, creepy, creepy. Some of the nicest guys who I worked with in college were cross dressers and they had wife and kids. Yeah. I mean, I don't listen, if you want to put on a dress or whatever and you think you're cute, do you? You're a grown ass man. If you want to be a female dressing, like as a man, if you're grown, do you? Don't infect other people with it though. And don't think that I'm going to change the way I speak to suit your personal fucking needs. If you have a beard, I'm going to call you a dude. Sorry, you're a he. You have a schlong, I'm going to call you a he. You have your own little slobber pocket that's God made, I'm going to call you a girl. Like, that's just how it is. You call me sis, I'm going to punch you in your face. Unless you mean like, hey, my sister. But if you call me a sis, like C-I-S, I will punch you in your face. I don't care how old I get. I will hit you with my walker, my cane. I don't care. That is the most insulting shit ever. That is not who I have been my whole life. Don't come at me with that cis bullshit. When they're young, you think, oh, as they grow, you'll worry less. Yeah, no, the older they get, the kind of worry just shifts to another set of issues. Absolutely true. Absolutely. I don't know if it's true for you, lady, but I mean, I've looked at my kids when they haven't done what they're supposed to do. And something in my brain goes, oh my God, why won't you just do it the way I want you to do it? Why can't I just reach in your brain and make you do it the right way, make you make the right decision? Like, you're not listening. You're not doing what I'm telling you to do. Why? Why can't I just make you do what I want you to do? Like, and it's so frustrating because you're responsible for these little creatures and yet you have no control whatsoever. You can't make them do anything. You could only like try to set it up where they don't have any other choice but to do that. But even that, they'll find a way around it. We all did. And let's face it, they're not as smart as we were when it comes to that stuff. These kids are nowhere near as sneaky as we all were. I shiver to think if my kids were born with my life skills, I'd be so screwed. I swear that's why God gave them to me, because they're like, you know what? They're going to try to get away with all this shit. You've already done all that. Like, I need these two to go to somebody with that kind of experience. Like, there you go. Have fun with that. Yep, this homie don't play. How you were born is what you are. Absolutely. Flip was funny and Jerry. Well, Flip was funny. Milty was creepy. Yeah. But I mean, it was his whole look. I don't know. And they said he was really mean behind scenes. Like, I don't know. Like, I remember watching the roast, the Dean Martin roast, and he was always like, they would pick on him or whatever, but he was always very nasty. And like, nobody else was like that. Like, they were all very like, great sense of humor, roll with the punches, He was very like all the friggin' time. And I never knew if it was a bit or that he was just that friggin' curmudgeon-y. I got a friend who works in DC. She told me long ago a lot of politicians wearing ladies' undies under their suits. I mean, if you want to be kinky. I don't care. But that doesn't mean that you need to be a part of like my world. It doesn't mean that you get to change my assignation. Like, you want me to call you but your pronoun, you're not respecting my. It's all respect me, honor me, look at me, but they don't give any in return. No, that's not how the world works. You don't get given respect, you earn respect, and all these people earn is ridicule. It's ridiculous. They are ridiculous. We're leaning into all these people that have all these mental illnesses and trying to normalize it. How, like, a society can't work that way. And that's what they're banking on. Make it crazy enough where they say, well, we gave you all these rights and free reign and look what you did with it. Now we got to come in and clean up. But if you want us to fix it, you got to let us do this and this and this and this and this. And you're not allowed to do this and this and this. And you can't have this and this and this. So, I mean, they've created this bizarre existence for their own purposes. And We never saw it coming. I mean, there are people who were smart enough to see it coming. I ain't one of them. Nope. So I'm still kind of acclimating to the whole reality of the world that I live in because it's so different than the world that I thought I lived in. I feel for these people who don't want to change their minds because I mean, I feel anger towards them, but I get it. How do you just wake up one day and you're like, wow, I've been living this whole life and none of it was real. Like I literally lived in my own self-inflicted delusion happily because I had other shit to do. I couldn't focus on, like the reality of things. I had to deal with the reality of bills, with the reality of raising kids, with going to school, with having a job. Anything outside of that was just noise. It was stressors that you didn't need, so you block it out. You build that little microcosm of a world around yourself. And then one day somebody comes along and pops your bubble. And not in a good way. And you're like, oh, fuck. It's like when you step from the air conditioning into like Florida heat. When you open the door and it just goes wham. And you're just like, ugh. You're instantly aware you are not in Kansas anymore. You are not in a happy place. You are drained of all energy and you're disoriented going, oh my God, what the hell did I just walk into? And you're stuck there. And even if you go back into the air conditioning, you're not going to feel the same. You still have like that sweat lingering on you and now you catch a chill. So it's not as enjoyable as it was before. It's the same thing. You go from your happy little world and you see all this crap and you can't go back to that happy little world because everything is different. Everything is different. You can't unring the bell. That's why this verdict is so bad. You can't unring the bell. I don't care about the appeals. I don't care about any of that. The fact that they were willing to go right in our faces and change how things have always been done simply because they wanted a particular outcome, you can't unring that bell. You can't say, well, we only did it because it's Trump. And what happens when it's only me? What happens when it's only my people, my family, my business? What happens when it's my bank account? You don't like some post that I put up or you don't like something that I said on a podcast. I go to access my money and I can't. Go to the store with cash and they, sorry, we can't take that. That's just paper. Fuck you. I worked hard for this paper. I paid fees to be able to access this paper. And now you won't take legal tender? Well, it's not legal anymore. Since when? Since 12 o'clock this morning. Did you not get a tweet? I mean, that's how they're doing this. You wake up and you're like, what do you mean they passed? They passed a what? Yeah, but that was just money for the Ukraine, right? What do you mean they took this right away? Or they're banning what? We're not allowed to do what? Wait. Nobody mentioned that. Oh, well, you didn't read it. I didn't read 1,000-page freaking bill that I don't understand. Yeah, you're right. Can somebody give me the Cliff Notes version? Nope. Sneaky. They sneak it in. And if they can't change the laws, they change the definition of words so that the laws don't mean what they meant before. Hate speech. What the fuck is hate speech? Now you post a meme about somebody, they want to put you in jail. I'm sorry, we used to call that, what's the word I'm looking for? Comedy. Satire used to be a thing. Nope. And you can't trust what you see with your own eyes because they create all these AI images now. Every time they're like, look, we caught him doing this. I'm like, yeah, but is it real? Because I don't trust it anymore. I don't trust shit. So many people think that they wake up and deserve respect, but that's not how the world works. You earn respect. That's right. And when you betray people and you lose their trust, you don't get that back. I've never met anybody who was betrayed by somebody, lost their trust in them, and regained the same level of trust that they had before. Because there's always, now there's, again, you can't unring the bell. There's a chink in the armor. There's a dent in the flawlessness. And you know it's there, and you're never going to not see it. You're always going to be on the lookout for it. It's like when you talk to somebody like Benny Johnson. I didn't notice he had a mole next to his lip for like a year. Because I wasn't really like looking at him like that. I was like, it was more of an overview. And then I put him on the TV, and all of a sudden he was this big Benny Johnson. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know he had that. Now I can't unsee it. Every time I look at him, that's the first thing I say. Now, it's not gross or anything, but it's literally like I can't unsee it. I can't just go back to just, he's just this, weird kind of like, image. Like I see specifics. I'm always going to be looking at that. So it's like, it's the same thing with like trust and all that kind of thing. Once you fuck with somebody and you hurt them, they will always flinch when you come around. They will always have that little bit of doubt. It's sad. It really is. It's sad. This whole world. I don't want to be all like kumbaya and let's hold each other's hair and braid each other's hair or whatever. Like that's not me either. But I mean, live and let live, but live, decently. I'm not saying you have to be the most moral person. You want to fuck around? Fuck around. I don't care. You want to be a hoe? Be a hoe. You want to be a man whore? Be a man whore. I don't care. Just don't hurt anybody in the process. Don't degrade your environment just because it makes you feel better about yourself. I mean, there's a reason why they're trying to break down society. It's because then they're more acceptable. They know they don't fit in because they know they're not right. They have mental defects, mental issues that they need to deal with. You can't just slap some lipstick on it and be like, all better. It don't work that way. That's why their unaliving rate is so goddamn high. Because they go through all this and then they're like, this is going to make me happy. And then they find out, oh shit, it didn't make me happy. Why didn't you tell me I was going to be in pain? Why didn't you tell me I was going to have like oozy stuff? Why didn't you tell me I was going to be ashamed? Like you had me thinking I was going to be a whole new person. Instead, they're just like a Frankenstein monster put together, and they put a wig on it and go, here you go. You got a weave now and you got makeup. Here's MAC. It's MAC makeup. Good makeup. Good luck. What? They're getting infections, infertility. They're all over the place. And then the mental instability spirals. And they go nutty. And they do drastic things. Or they go to these damn pride parades. Now, June is Pride Month. I hate that it's Pride Month. There's going to be parades. Why? Maybe it's me. But when I first started experimenting or whatever, Pride was all about just being accepted that you wanted to be with somebody of the same sex. And you had a right to do that and not, get killed with sticks. So that was the thing. Pride parades were subdued. They didn't exist. But any kind of lesbian or gay interactions that people had, they kind of kept it, relatively on the DL. You didn't want to stand out. They're going through the streets wearing just electrical tape and glitter with their dick swinging around and pussy hats on their head and these weird horns, and they're fucking in the street. And I don't get it, because we're supposed to celebrate that. What do we live in, Sodom and Gomorrah? It's literally Sodom and Gomorrah in the streets. It's too much. They're like, oh, nobody wants us around because you took it too goddamn far. You took it too far. Look at every civilization in history. They get to a point where they take that shit too far, and that's when everything implodes. And that's when you have the fall of an entire civilization. Empires that covered half the world completely destroyed in a relatively short amount of time because they took shit too far. That's where we're at. We are at the fall of the Roman Empire. We are at the fall of, like every empire known to man because we were the world power. When you think about, we accomplished that in so little of an amount of time because as a country, we're relatively babies. And yet we had it all. Think about it. We worked, we put the work in. Our ancestors put the work in. Our founding fathers put the work in. Countless people died to put the work in. And we got this amazing point in history where we were the shit, man. And what happened? We took it too far. We took it too far. You know anybody like that? You get so big so quick. All you need is like a couple chinks in that armor. And it all just folds in on itself. Things get out of control because what was abnormal and restricted and frowned upon is now totally acceptable. And when you tell somebody you can do this, they're like, oh, I might want to do that. Let me go try it. The problem with trying things that you shouldn't is you might really like it and you might not want to move away from it. You might pick that bitch up and run with it and let it ruin your whole fucking life. That's our country. We had it so good. We built it up. We were strong. We were fierce. We were independent. We were what everybody wanted to be. And we got too big for our britches. And we let the wrong people in. And we were like, oh, no, we're having a good time. Let them do whatever they want. Don't affect me. Now it does. You will eat the bugs. At this point, eating the bugs is the least of my problems. I woke up to a world I don't understand anymore, where I'm relatively normal and I feel like I don't fit in. Where is the place for normal people in this world? I mean, all of us are not normal, but I mean, relatively speaking, let me tell you something. I might have thought I was crazy. And then I see these bitches out here throwing fits and being like complete, see you next Tuesdays and everything else. And I'm like, bro, I am so not that kind of crazy. Like, I'm crazy and, love me, love me, love me. And I'm so damaged, whatever. But that's about it. I'm not going to boil your bunny. I'm not going to go and traipse across the internet, fucking wrecking you. Like, no, that's crazy. That's crazy when you are completely unhinged and just ranting about shit. And people are just feeding you. Yeah, go ahead, honey. You say it. You do this. Shut up. Don't encourage that kind of behavior. Like, we don't encourage that in kids, but in adults, we're like, yeah, go ahead. Do you. So dumb. We have less control as adults than we had as children. You realize that? Because when somebody says you can do something, you go, yeah, I can. You embrace that shit. Yeah, I can. And I'm gonna too. And I'm gonna do it again and again. And if you tell me I can't, I'm gonna do it twice. For spite. Because I can. Because I'm an adult. You can't tell me what to do. I mean, some people need to be told what to do. I have said it many times. But, people give me a lot of shit, or they have in the past. One person especially. Oh, winning controls you. No, winning does not control me. I do what I want. However, he knows I don't make good decisions. And because I asked him to, I said, all right, I make very bad decisions. There's nobody in this world I trust more than you. There's just not. So when I have a decision to make, I'm going to tell you the specifics of everything. And I want your opinion. And I'm going to tell you what I want to do. And if you think that there's going to be like bad things that come with that, tell me so I can rethink my decision. He's not telling me what to do. He's telling me, girl, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, like, he's good at, like, he knows me well enough that I'll be like, oh, well, this happened. And he's like, don't, whatever you're thinking, don't do it. I know you. Don't do it. Don't say this. Don't, like, just, you can vent at me, but don't bring it anywhere else. But I want to know, what do you think is going to happen if you do that? I don't know. I didn't think about it. Think about it. Oof. Yeah. So, and that's his way of, quote unquote, controlling me, is helping me make decisions. Because let's face it, I'm not good at it. I need adult supervision. I do. I am the first person to admit that. Because my whole life is a line of, meh, why not? Fuck it. Evelyn Cox, I have a friend like that, most important person in my life also. Absolutely. You need somebody like that. Because my brain, if it can screw me up, it will. If it could choose the worst decision to make, it's like, well, it's all going to turn to shit anyway, so you might as well just get there quicker. That's how my brain works. Oh, it's all gonna implode. It's all gonna, like, blow up in your face anyway. So you might as well just do it on your terms. That's the trick. That's my rationalization for everything in my life. I did it, but I did it on my terms. It was gonna happen anyway. You don't know that. I do know that. So I made it happen the way I wanted it to happen. Oh, so the self-destructive, thing that happened, that it just happened on my script. Like, I followed my script, nobody else's. Awesome. Like, where's the award for that? You don't get an award for bad decisions. You just get shit. Hey, I was talking on the phone. I thought I sent you a Alpha Gutter. Gutter's here. Anyway, anybody know, did Joe go live? Because if he did, is he live? Meme Copium is live. I'm not seeing. Oh yeah, Good Logic is live. What's it called? Trump Speaks. I'm gonna set up a redirect for him. Hope y'all don't mind, but I do love me some Joe. If somebody could throw up his link in there, that'd be great. And his gifts and go, because that's kind of like, I don't know. He stalled at 26,000, but he still needs help. Damn it! Good Logic. Trump Speaks. There we go. All right. So we will redirect to him. My outro is a lot shorter now, so we should be good. Yeah, he is. All right. So Ellie would be so proud because I really have to go to the bathroom, and I'm actually going to stop streaming so I could go. She's always like, you never have to go to the bathroom. Well, I do today. I took a water pill because my legs are way too swollen. My knees, my right kneecap is like black and blue. It's weird. And my left kneecap is all the way over on the side of my knee right now. So yeah, not a good pain day. So I came here, I said what I wanted to say mostly. I just wanted to touch base with you guys because I felt bad that I didn't stream Wednesday. It's just been a really rough week. And I tend to avoid the drama as much as I can. I don't talk about it, and I'm not going to talk about it. All I could say is anybody who's out there who feels down or whatever, just reach out to anybody, me, whatever. Don't let life get completely out of control. Learn to admit that maybe, you need help or you need to talk. I know we're all going through stuff. You know, I'm glad you guys come here and you laugh with me, and I love you for it. I do. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have you. It gets to me sometimes. So this too shall pass, Shelly. I know, but I've passed so many goddamn things. It's like, can I just hit like a nice patch for a while? Like, let me just be in a happy place for a while. But I mean, even comparatively speaking, I have stuff to complain about, but not enough to sit here and not smile, you know, and not laugh with you guys. It gets me down. Well, you pull me right back up. And I love you for it. So on that note, happy Friday. Happy May. May is over. I can't believe it. Ugh. Let's all jump into June. And I mean, we're not going to make it Pride June. It's just that June is not Pride Month around here. June is Bride Month. That's what it used to be, right? You want to be a June bride, not a June pride. What the fuck? Anyway, so you're all going over to Good Logic, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to enjoy SmackDown tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm always looking forward to wrestling. Winning has ruined me. But I love you. Please stay safe. Stay non-emotional. And if you need a hug, just imagine me and I'm right there. I'll squeeze the shit out of you and make you motorboat me. So I love y'all. Mwah. Have a wonderful weekend. See you in the funny papers.
Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. 4 a.m. at a diner, stop singing, living on a
And
prayer.
doggone it, people like me.
I'm thinking maybe you're a Jersey girl with all those highlights in your hair. No other girl can move like you. We pump our fists, damn right it's true. And I don't care what they might say, they'll never get us anyway. So be my Jersey girl, and take a little ride with me tonight. And let's get dirty, girl. I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. The way you turn it up, turn me on, and then you take it off. Make it hot, make it loud. We'll wake the whole town. Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Be